Hey there, Mecha Army! What's good? Howdy. It is Thursday. Excuse me. Bit of congestion in my throat hole area. Anyway, it's Thursday. We're going to jump back on the chest and get that, continue to get that shaped and everything. Programming note, today is the last stream for the week. No Friday stream. Renee's coming into town tomorrow, so I'm going to spend... well, that's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm going to spend time with her tomorrow. And I don't know if there's going to be any streams next week, because she's going to be in town next week. Amber goes to school next week, so it's going to be jam-packed for me in terms of stuff. So, I would probably say don't expect a stream next week, but you never know. You never know. So, yeah, we'll kind of play that by ear. So, anyway, as always, go get you some of these. Because they're amazing. Amazing. We're going to be using those on the Shiki. So, yeah, you'll get a master class in Mecha Decals here in the next few weeks. So, that'll be fun. Aside from that, if you need shirts, hats, hoodies, stickers, any of that sort of stuff, shop.childofmecha.com has it all. So yes, excellent stuff. All right, let's get caught up in the chat, and then let's just get right into working, because like I want to get some stuff done, because like I'm kind of chomping at the bit on this thing. I'm having fun shaping the chest and kind of getting it to the look that I want to get it to, right? So, Jesus. That's going to be an issue, I feel. All right. So, Bill started us off. He says, grabbing lunch, be back in a minute after they finish cooking. Oh, and howdy, y'all. Nice. Make some for all of us, Bill. Andrew's with us. He says, afternoon, all. Juno! Hello. Howdy, everyone. How y'all doing? Pretty good, all things considered. I was up super late last night. I finished my font. I finished it. So this is the reason why I'm making this font, right? So right here, oh God, here, the like, subscribe, and share, that font is a font called Techo. It's a very well-known font. It's one of the most downloaded fonts in the Google library, and I use it for a lot of things. The new logo is Techo, but the thing is that it is an italic version of Techo, but I've manually italicized it. I've skewed it myself. Now to use it, like this font right here for the Shiki, that is Techo. That's Techo Bold, right? The thing is, Techo doesn't have a native italic version, and that's what I use the most. So I made my own version of Techo, went and created it, spaced it, which is called kerning, the whole 9 yards. And I finished it last night, and I'm really proud of it. I tested it out. Everything looks solid. Spacing for all the characters, even special characters and numerals, look pristine. So I'm super happy with it. Now, that being said, I've got some ideas in mind for other fonts, because the Techo, since it is already an established font, I can't sell that or even give it away. I can just, I'm using it for my own purposes, right? I'm not making money off of it. So that's unfortunate, but it was a good learning exercise for this new software that I've found called Glypher, which is a free-to-use font creation website. It's fucking awesome, actually. So I'm going to be using that, going forward. And then, like I said, I have some ideas for fonts pertaining to, Gundam and stuff like that. That I think I'm probably going to flesh out and all that good stuff. So yeah, pretty good. Juno continues, are you still going to post the backlog stuff up? Yes. After the stream, that is basically my entire day today. I am going to hit that hard today. I need to take pictures. I need to get postings done. I need to get social media posts planned for that. Because, obviously I want to promote that and, get as much stuff out of here as possible, right? So that'll probably be tomorrow night at some point, but stay tuned. Juno, keep an eye on the social medias. I'll post it in all of the normal places. I'll post in the Chowder Mecha community and everything as well. Yeah, you guys will know ahead of time when that stuff drops, so everybody has equal opportunity to get a run at it. So yep, that's gonna go up tomorrow at some point. Andrew says, I'm going easy today for lunch, ham and cheese and the rest of my pizza flavored Pringles. Lovely. Let's see. Andrew says, like I said, Tim, I expect you'll be curled up on the couch with empty ice cream pints under a blanket next week. Maybe after Renee leaves. Because then I will truly be all by myself. That'll suck, right? And then that's probably when I'm really going to, that's really when I'm going to lean in on the stream and, because this will be my only outlet for interaction, really, So, yeah. Kelvin says, party at Tim's place with him and his girlfriend be there. Yeah, right. Sigma Disorder, he says, hey, good morning, everyone. What's going on, bud? Kelvin says, oh, hello, Tim. Kelvin, how are you, buddy? Andrew says, Tim, a man of many talents. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. Except for customer service. I am a master at that. So if you know anybody that needs, a head of customer service, a manager, supervisor of a team of wonderfully trained individuals, I am your guy. I actually love customer service. It's one of those things that I'm really fucking good at. Like, really fucking good at. I should do a course. That would be dope. But I don't have time for that shit. Anyway, Gio's with us. He says, good morning, everyone. Really busy at work. We've been having some really good weeks lately. Yes, nice. Congratulations, Gio. He says, hopefully this upward trend continues so I can go back to my dungeon and work from there. Nice. Gio, that's awesome, buddy. That's the dream, to kind of have your own business and be successful at it and everything. Fucking hats off to you, dude. I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. Fucking awesome. Andrew says, I'll just keep refreshing the store page tomorrow night. No, I mean, I'll make sure you guys have a time, and because on the back end I can just go click, publish all at the same time. So yeah, it's not hard. Juno throwing up the gang signs. What up? No. Gio, since we're talking about lunch, I brought leftover pizza from last night. Ooh, pizza. I haven't had pizza in a hot minute. Maybe I might make Renee get me some pizza tomorrow. Little does she know. Bill's back. Hey, Bill. Let's see. New idea for Tim, narrator for TV commercials and movie theater ads. I've always thought about trying the voiceover thing. I don't know. I don't know where to start with that. You know what I mean? It would be fun. I think I'd be good at it. You know, talking to people on the phones for many, many years. I've gotten so many compliments on that, like on my voice, and they're like, you should do radio, like all these old people and stuff, or you should do this, or you should do that, and I'm like, yeah, I wish, especially if it pays better, gives me more freedom, you know, like I can do, and you know, funny thing is, I can do accents, I can do voices, I can do all sorts of things. Hey, are you looking for reliable masking tape? Tamiya brand, your choice for hobby masking tape. Like I could do this, the full-on, you know, jive salesman voice and everything, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Anyway, all right, let's get to it. And let's get some work done today because, like I said, today's the last stream for the week and likely the last stream for probably until, well, no streams probably next week. That's what I'm guessing. So, yeah. Let's see. Bill says 14-inch pizza for $7 at Quick Trip is my lunch. Nice. Michael. Hello, everyone. Michael's having a rough time with his Jeep, you guys. I feel so bad for Mikey, man. I feel so bad for him. Because and Mikey just bought a house, too, man. You know? Like, he's had these life-changing things going on. And I'll tell you, man. Mikey, I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry, man. Let's see. Andrew says, dang it, Bill, that sounds great. Wish I had a Quick Trip close enough to me to make it worthwhile. I know what Quick Trips are basically like gas station types of places, right? We don't have Quick Trips here in Maryland, or at least none near me anyways. We have like Wawa's and Royal Farms, which are goated, both of those. We have Sheets here and there, but they're like, in terms of quality. I know Sheets in general is usually pretty decent, but the ones around me are just kind of like, But man, yeah, Wawa and Royal Farms, fucking goated. During like Thanksgiving time, Royal Farms has this Thanksgiving bowl that people just go crazy for, right? I am not a fan. It's just not my thing. Like, Thanksgiving food is just like, meh, to me. But I'll tell you what, man, people, like, live, die, and breathe for that shit. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, and Wawa's food is really fucking, like, their sandwiches, man, super, super good. Super good. Anyway, Mike says the voice actor of Master Chief is a radio host. Is he really? That's crazy. I could do radio. It doesn't pay for shit. Trust me. Because one of my ex brother-in-law, Mike, great dude. Love Mikey to death. He got a raw deal out of my dumbass sister, but that's for a different story. He used to do like radio and stuff, and he says they didn't get paid dick. What are you gonna do? It's fucking radio. It's a dying medium, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I mean, I could totally do radio. Spinning the classics from 60s, 70s, and 80s here at WKRP in Cincinnati. We've got Tina Turner coming up next. Yeah! You know, some shit. I don't know. I'm just freestyling over here. I don't know. Anyway, all right, enough with that shit. Let's get to work, you guys. Come on. Mike says, thanks, Tim. You're welcome, Mikey. Like I said, I feel for you, buddy. I fucking feel for you, bud. Yeah. Let's see. R4, they're like Wawa. Oh, like Quick Trip. Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed. Let's see. Bill says, I got a Quick Trip Quick Trip racetrack, and a Buc-ee's. Oh, see, that's one that I really, really want to like go to. Like, I mean, you see all these videos and everything for Buc-ee's, and like, you know, you hear how epic their fucking, especially like their brisket is. Oh man, like I would love to try that. He says, so low cost gas and decent food for a decent price. Yeah, I mean, that's what more can you ask for? Squid Lips. I fucking love that name. Squid Lips. Oh shit. He says, yo Tim, have you ever used ceramic scribers? He says, man, they are awesome. There we go. Had to get a right number of W's in there, time it correctly. So, no, I've not. I didn't even know there were ceramic scribers. Yeah, I don't know. What are the brand? Who makes them? I don't know anything about them. Let's see. Mike says, or was a radio host. Oh, the Master Chief guy. He says, I think he's retired now, but he keeps voice acting for the character. Oh yeah, dude. He punched his ticket when Halo jumped off, man. Like you can't get anybody else to really voice Master Chief in a video game than that original voice actor. It's like Optimus Prime and Peter Cullen. Like other guys have tried to do the Optimus, and I'm not gonna attempt it, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, you can't separate those two. You can't separate Optimus Prime and Peter Cullen. Like, you can't have Optimus Prime without Peter Cullen, and you can't have Peter Cullen without Optimus Prime. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't happen. And the dude who voices Megatron, what's his name? Frank Welker. Same thing. Same exact thing. You can't split the two. Gio says, classic joke, you have a face for Radio Kid. Oh, dude, right? Yeah. And that's what I always, whenever I talk to people on the phone, because I do I would do customer service, like tech support and phone support and stuff like that. Whenever I got a compliment, whenever some person said that, I would always pull that. I would be like, yeah, I got a face for radio. Oh, man. Yeah. No, that's a good one. Swanky! Swanky's with us. He says, what's up, everyone? What's going on, Swank? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let's see. Andrew says, closest Buc-ee's to me is somewhere in Mississippi currently. Oh, he says, not Mississippi, Missouri. Yeah. There will be one in Milwaukee. I know it's Milwaukee, but I just love saying it, Milwaukee. In the next year or so. Man, mind you, in Maryland, they're nowhere near me, unfortunately, like hundreds of miles away. I'll be a little bit closer when I get down to North Carolina, but still, probably, I think we measured it, I think it was like 2 hours away, something like that. So, yeah. Andrew said, oh, yeah, okay, we read that. Mike says, they tried to replace him, actually, for Halo. Well, that strikes 1, 2, and 3 right there. You know? That's 1, 2, and 3 right there. Now, mind you, the Halo series that they did that unfortunately got canceled, I thought was fucking dope. Like, I loved every second of it, especially that second season, when they, when it was like the fall of Reach and everything. Oh, so freaking good. And they were just getting to the Halo ring at the end of that season, and then they fucking canceled it. Pissed me off, man. Pissed me off. And Pablo Schreiber, who played Master Chief in that, I thought did a great job. I mean, he looked the part, but they fucking pulled the rug out from under it, you know, like horse shit. But what are you gonna do? Let's see. Bill says ceramic scriber. You mean a tungsten tip scribing tool for use on ceramic tiles? Or some kind of chisel made out of ceramic. Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's what Squid Lips. That's what Squid Lips was talking about earlier in the chat. So I don't know, man. I've never heard of a ceramic scriber. I didn't know there was such a thing, if I'm being honest. Dave B, what's going on, Dave? He says same thing can be said for Starscream and Cobra Commander. Oh yeah, right. Fucking like those dudes are goated. Like there was no better time for voice actors than, you know, the 80s cartoon era. You know, and mind you, they didn't get paid shit for those. But those residual checks coming in constantly, good source of income. But yeah, they didn't get paid shit, which is unfortunate. But still, they made a name for themselves. Andrew says, got to use a wok to get that walkie for your fried rice. Hey-o! Swanky says, Halo is my favorite game. So many memories growing up, right? I played Halo 1 and 2, and that's kind of where my whole gaming thing kind of ended. I'm not into games all that much. Like, I'll crank out, you know, some good hours on what is it, Borderlands and stuff like that. Love me some Borderlands. And then back in the day, like I was hardcore into the MMO City of Heroes. Like I was hardcore into that. Like I had fuck me. I had level 50s coming out of my ears. They were kitted out. They were spec'd out. Like I had the tool, you know, the little program to plan out their build with the enhancements and everything, and like the little all that. Like I had, you know, all the loyalty, you know, perks and all of that. Man, oh, and I was a demon in the PvP zones too. Oh, it was such a good game, and I know they're back, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. Like, I can't go through and grind out 50 fucking levels and do all that shit again. It's just, and I don't have the time either, like I used to have. So, c'est la vie. That's kind of where my whole video game, you know, experience ended. Let's see. Gio says that pronunciation is from Wayne's World, from the man Alice Cooper. I thought that was from Wayne's World, Milwaukee. Yeah. I knew it was from a movie, but yeah, I couldn't remember. Kelvin says Buc-ee's, they have the best beef jerky. Oh, I love me some beef jerky, man. And I've seen their beef jerky wall. I would go crazy. Mike Dawson says it didn't reach enough normies. All the diehard nerds hated the Halo show. Yeah, well, I loved it. I'll be honest with you. I loved it. And, you know, it was based, from what I understand, it was based on the books more than the video game, which I totally get. It was a slow burn. And I think they started off at the wrong point in time. You know, they tried to establish Master Chief and his team and everything. And while I get that and I appreciate that and I thought it was dope, it just didn't resonate with people, you know? I think if they started with the fall of Reach and then kind of progressed from there, that probably would have saved it, but who knows? Who knows? We'll always have the two seasons. Anyway, Gio says the voice of Optimus Prime, only one person. Yeah, Peter Cullen, man. Peter Cullen. Andrew says, I got through Halo and Halo 2, maybe halfway through Halo 3, getting ready to reinstall them. Mass Effect trilogy, those were good. I never played 3, but I played the first 2, and oh, man. Number 2, just historic. And the fact that, yeah, play through again. Nice. Bill says, okay, folks, I know we all want to chat to get our dose of Tim for the next week and a half, but we got to get some work done on this build. Bill, the voice of reason. Thank you, bud. I appreciate you, man. 2 more. Mike says the guy who plays as Thor in the MCU did a decent Prime in Transformers 1. That is true, yeah. What is it? Chris Hemsworth, yeah. He did actually do a pretty good job. And the gentleman that did Megatron as well, he did a good job too. I liked Transformers, Transformers Prime or something like that? I loved that movie. I'll just pull that out and watch that every now and then. I thought it was great. Yeah. John Hamm as Sentinel Prime. Fucking great. Julius, he says, hello everyone. What's up? What's up, Mr. J? All right, let's get to it, like Bill says, so we don't get in trouble with Bill. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, what we need to do first, and what I've kind of started here, we need to add some filler plate around the bottom here on each side, because as you can see, it's all jagged and raggedy. You raggedy bitch. Sorry, I can't help it. But that's all jagged. We need some cover-up plate to fill that in and make that look good. So that's what we're gonna start to work on. Now, what I've done, I've already gone ahead and taken the liberty to make a template here out of some masking tape, some 12 millimeter mask. No, what is this? What size is this? This is 18 millimeter masking tape, and just pop that on here and trace the outline of the opening, and we're going to test it to see if that works for us or not. Now, first things first, I need to get a proper right angle here on this plate, right? So I'm going to measure over 20 fiscal millimeters, and then we are going to go ahead and score that and then snap it. All right, so there's our plate. Now, since this is 18, this is 20, we're in fine shape there as far as that goes. Now, we just need to make sure that this tape is applied right up along the edge here to make sure this is a nice right angle here. Right about there. I think that should be good. Yeah, that's good. All right, cool. Press that into place without rubbing the pencil marks off here. And I'm going to go ahead and just trim the rest of that tape off and toss that in the garbage here. All right, so now we've got our template. We've got it set on some plastic sheet here. Now we've just got to trim this out, and let me just kind of compare and contrast here. All right, so, all right, well, fingers crossed. Let's see what we got here. I don't know, man. The shape of this, even though I popped the tape on here and contoured it to everything like that, I just don't know about this shape. So, well, we're gonna see in a minute here. Now, to get some really nice, easy, straight lines, I'm just using my nippers to cut the plastic out of here. And we'll see. We'll see what this looks like here. All right, so there is our shape. Let's pull the tape off of here and throw that away. So, all right, well, let's see what we got. Yeah, no, that's not even in the ballpark. Yeah, that's not even fucking close. My God, what the hell? Now, mind you, the section right up here is dead solid. That's dead on, but the side is nowhere near what we need. And that was my worry. That was my worry. And I'll be honest with you, this is not my favorite method to get, you know, shapes and stuff like that. It's not. It's kind of a janky method in my opinion. So, all right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do this with precision, okay? We're gonna do this with a much more methodical way of doing this. So, we know that this top surface here, this angle here is dead on. So, let's take some measurements and see exactly what that angle is here. It looks to be about 78. Yeah, I think that's 79 degree. What the fuck was that? Piece of plastic just fell down my leg, and it felt like a damn bug crawling down my leg. Weird. Anywho, all right. So, yeah, that's right on 79 degrees. Okay, so there's our first mark. Okay, now let's bring this guy back in here, and we're gonna swing this around to the other direction, and let's number one, let's make sure. Oh, no, I got that on the wrong side. There we go. That should be better. 79 on the money. Okay, so we've got our 79 degrees. So let's go ahead and mark our line here. All right, so there's that. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Now, the way. Okay. You know what? Actually, let's do this. I'm going to show you guys how to make a quick and dirty angle template. Okay, so watch this. This is actually really good. I learned this particular type of technique from watching countertop videos, right? So guys that were laying out templates for like countertops, like you know, for kitchens and things like that. They would bring in this, you know, kind of thinnish, flexible strip. They would cut it, hot glue it, and then they would get a perfect one-to-one template of the exact shape of what they needed to cut the countertop to fit in that particular space, because all spaces are fractionally different no matter what. Some walls, you know, kind of angle here to there, some bow out a little bit. You have to take all of that stuff into consideration to make a countertop fit properly. So that's essentially what we're going to mimic here, and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So this is actually super useful in this type of situation. So we're just going to cut just some, you know, random strips here, right? So this is 1/4 millimeter. This actually works you know, really quite well. And we're actually going to use this one because this one is kind of cut at an interior angle, right? So, and let's actually get this. We're actually going to go ahead and trim this to that 79 degrees that we measured earlier. There we go. So just use the protractor for that. So there is that. That is perfect. And now if we reverse it, watch this. Now if we reverse it, it will be perfect in the long direction here now too. See, just like that. Just like that. All right, cool. So let's get the super glue in here because we're just going to tack some things together. Just a little dab of super glue, right? And let's get our little applicator deal here. We just need a little drippy drop. And we're just going to tack weld this strip on here, right? This is, like I said, this is super useful for finding proper shapes and everything. So keep an eye on. Right there. All right. So we're just tacking this into place. This is not going to be permanent, right? So just tack that into place. Boom. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this other corresponding strip and we are going to find the exact angle that we need for the other side here. And then once we get that lined up with the barn door, just like that, we'll glue this into place. We'll tack weld this here too. All right, that should be good right there. All right, so first things first, let me mark that so we have a point of reference. And then now we're gonna get a big old drop of super glue. We're gonna pop it right on there. And then we will get this guy in place. Just like that. And then now we will pop it right off of the piece. And there we go. We have our interior angle that we need. Now, to make this easier for us, I'm going to trim off the excess so we know exactly what angle we need. So there we go. There is our internal angle, and that's how you make a template for this type of thing. This is super easy, and it's going to fit every single time. You have it repeatable. This should mimic the other side here too. Let's double check. Yeah, dead solid. Yeah, sweet. Okay, cool. So there is our template. That's what we're going to use for this method here, right? So we got our sheet again, and we've got our template. We're going to actually, let me bring it here so I'm not crunching down like damn Quasimodo here over here. And so there, we're going to line up our constant at 79, that 79 degree mark with our template, and then we're going to draw out our corresponding line, and there we go. There is our internal template, right? So let's go ahead and get this trimmed up here. Bloop. And we need to overcompensate a little bit because of the thickness of the pencil lead. So I'm going to cut a little bit beyond the pencil marking. And there's our template. Now, if we go and match that up, yeah, same as before. Perfect fit. Right into position. And it works on both sides now, or at least it should. Yeah, money in the bank. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so now the hard part's over. Now we can basically just cut this out and kind of draw it to where we want it to, to line up and everything. This is, it's pretty easy stuff actually from here on out. But using that template method, that's a money method right there, you guys. Money method. And I'm gonna tell you what, those templating dudes for kitchens, they get paid. They get paid. Like stupid money. I'm in the wrong business. Oh. We may have visitors. Let's go camera one. Oh, hello! Hello! I know, right? What's going on, guys?
You're going. My purse. I'm ready.
Are you the purse bearer?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hello.
So, here, real quick, how's it feel getting ready to go to school?
Yay!
Yay?
Yay!
Are you ready to get out of here?
Yes.
You ready to leave your dad behind?
No.
Aw.
Ready to leave.
Ready to start your
Yes.
life.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. All right. Well, good. I'm glad. All right. Well, you guys have fun and be safe and enjoy. So, who are you hanging out with today? Okay. All from theater camp?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. All right. Get out of here. Go have fun. Say bye to everybody. This might be one of your last times on stream. This actually probably will be your last time on stream because I'm not streaming again until after you guys go off to college. So, all right, say bye, everybody. Bill says have fun moving in next week.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right, be safe, you guys. Bye. All right. Good deal. All right. Excellent. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Anyway. Wow. The final appearance of Amber and Simon. Fuck, dude. That's a tough pill to swallow now that I think about it. Shit. Ay. Anyway, let's get back to work. Take my mind off of the impending situation. All right, let's go camera 2. Jesus. All right. So we've got our template. I just scored a right angle on this, so we're just going to snap it right on the score line. Bada boom, bada bing. And so there's our piece. Ready to go. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just trim this down arbitrarily here just to get it into a more manageable kind of position and kind of height and everything. So what we're going to do next, again, we're going to get a little super glue. We're going to tack weld this onto the part. Little dab will do you. And right, come on, where is it? Right about there. That works. All right. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okie dokie. So now, what I'll go ahead and do is, number one, trim the side down here to match this existing angle here. Okay. Jolly good. All right. Okay, so we've got our piece trimmed and tacked into place. So now what we can do is just kind of sketch this out. I've got the rough side up, so it'll take the pencil lead and everything really nicely. We just need to figure out the kind of shape of this. So, what are we thinking here? I mean, straight out of the gate, I mean, that looks much, much better with that plate there. You know what I mean? Much cleaner than, obviously, that side with the, you know, kind of gap between the original part and the plate, right? This side, just infinitely cleaner. So, what I'm thinking is... bring this out, basically bring this out at a right angle first. Yeah, that looks good. And from there, we'll bring that down at a diagonal. And then like that. Yeah. I think that'll look really quite nice. All right, so now we just need to get it released off of the part. And sometimes it doesn't release as nearly as easy as it did. So sometimes you got to get your hobby knife under there. There we go, and pop it. There it is. There she goes. Nice. All right. Get this. Get that super glue trimmed off of there because we don't want that. All right. So let's go ahead and trim this guy down here. That. And yeah, I'm just using my nippers for this because honestly it's just easy. Alright. And then there's our final template for this kind of filler patch, right? So this will go right in there like that. Very, very nice. And then what we can do, obviously there's going to be a big gap on the side here. I've got a plan for that. Don't worry your little heads, because where'd the pointer go? Damn it. Swear to God, put a bell on that thing. Here we go. So the big gaps between the barn door and the chest here is so that the barn doors can open, but since we glued them into place and we're going to have, these permanent in this, for this model, we don't need that big ass gap there. So we'll get that filled in and everything, and I'll show you how to do that here when we go to, glue this guy into place. But, in terms of just filling it in, yeah, that looks Spectacular. Spectacular. Perfect. Okay, let's get caught up in the chat, shall we? Real quick. Let's see. Template. Heyo. Good call. Bill laughs at his own jokes, man. I love it. Let's see. Mike says, OE of one of my finished builds is inside my storage unit. I'll have to post some pics of it when I get a proper shelving. When I get proper shelving for display. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let's go. Bill says, I look forward to seeing it, Mike. Yeah, same, dude. Mike says it's a Delta Plus in Splinter Camouflage with Mecha Decals. Heyo! Bill says Splinter Camo. Gotta look that one up. Andrew says today's live stream brought to you by Plop Lake Cockroaches. Tell me about it, right? We don't have cockroaches around here. I keep a very tidy, pest-free home, motherfuckers. So, yeah, and like I said, it was this little piece that fell down my leg. So, gotta love that. Bill says, I recognize it now. In theory, you make a template for one side and you can flip it for the other side in theory. True. Andrew says, got room for more tenants in Tim's head, Bill? He says, nope, it's full of random images in here. Oh, you have no idea. Bill says, hi there. How are you both doing? Huh? Did I miss something? Have fun moving in next week. Oh, for Amber and Simon. Yeah, sorry. My bad. He says, Bill says, have fun moving. Yeah, we saw that. That was cool. Bill says, yeah. Tim, remind them that they can jump into chat with us during your nighttime streams anytime they want. Oh, shit, man. That'll never happen. Yeah, you won't catch them. They would, yeah. I don't expect that to happen. Let's be honest. Andrew says, let's see. Someone get Tim the Kleenex. Oh, trust me, dude. Yeah. Now, mind you, I put Kleenex there, just to blow my nose and everything when I need it. But yeah, it's there. It's there. Mike says Tim doesn't see them yet, but the onion ninjas are right around the corner getting ready to pounce. Dude, right? Andrew says, damn, Tim, I was joking about you making that cockpit a coffin last night. It's really starting to look like you're making a coffin. I mean, it's not. You gotta theoretically think about how this all is gonna open up, right? So the actual, cockpit door hinges up, right? So you can imagine that, this middle section would theoretically, it would slide up and allow that door to open and everything. It's not a death sentence over here. So I'm not, masochistic in that. But yeah. Let's see. Kelvin says, good God, man, are you going to cry again? No. Come on. Just my daughter going off to college and leaving me all by myself. Shit. Bill says, to paraphrase, are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball. Gunpla. I know, but still, it's not the line. Andrew says, I don't trust a man that doesn't cry. True. Yeah, right? You gotta be in touch with your emotions. People, that's true masculinity. Anyway, Juno, he says, Tim, what's your opinion on waterfall spray booths? That's a question.
We have a question.
I have never tried a waterfall spray booth. I'm a little, without any point of reference, please keep that in mind. With zero experience or any point of reference, I don't know if I'm sold completely on them. because the main thing, it's like, yes, the water catches the particles and everything, and I'm sure there's a fan extractor and all of that good stuff, but like, what's wrong with just sucking all that out to the to the outside? I don't know. Having water in that big of a quantity, it, for me, it introduces a failure point, right? And mind you, I'm not knocking it because, like, again, I don't have any point of reference. I'm just thinking theoretically here. Like my spray booth that I built myself, it has 3 bathroom fans in it. That cost me like what, 121, something like that. I think they were like, I forget how much they were. I think they were like 40 something a piece. I forget. Yeah, I mean, those 3 bathroom fans are extracting at about, I forget what the CFM is. I think it was 110. So yeah, that's extracting 330 cubic feet per minute, which is a ton. Now, mind you, it's a huge spray booth. It's 2 foot deep by 3 foot wide, 2 foot tall. So it's a huge spray booth, and mind you, custom built and everything. But the fact remains is that it works wonderfully. So the air extraction, and I don't choke up the fans with a filter or anything like that. Yes, I know the brushed fans may, in old wives' tales, spark and cause flame. I have never, in my 25 plus years of doing this, ever experienced that or have ever run into someone with firsthand knowledge of that ever happening. Never once. And I've talked, obviously talked to many people, run in and interacted with many people over the years. And like I said, I've never once even heard of that happening, with firsthand knowledge. So food for thought there. But yeah, I don't run filters at all. It extracts right to the outside. I don't choke up the fans. It's a short run to the outside. It's maybe 2 or 3 feet of hose from the top of where the spray booth is to the extraction point. So honestly, it's probably more like 2, maybe 3, depending on the curve, and I don't know. But anyway, it's not a long run, right? So it's extracting very efficiently at that point. Introducing the water aspect in that big of a quantity, I don't know, man. What happens if there's a leak? You fuck up your floor, you fuck up your bench, you fuck up whatever it is, because like, what are you supposed to do at that point? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just not sold on them. Me personally, I'm not sold on them. So I don't want to introduce another question mark into the workflow. That's my personal, unexperienced opinion. So bear that in mind. I would, Juno, honestly, I'd probably ask someone that has first-hand experience with waterfall spray booths and get their opinion, because they're going to be much more educated on the pros and cons. Me personally, I don't know if I'd ever try one, but that's just me. So, Mike says, why not just use simple shaped stripes and putty? I feel like you're thinking too hard about everything. Huh? How do you figure that, Mike? And mind you, I'm not taking offense. I'm just legitimately wondering. Because, mind you, I overthink everything and I scrutinize everything and I need perfection on everything. So, what, Mike? Huh? What? The fuck are you talking about? Joking. Bill says, waterfall spray booths. I have not used them personally, but have seen reviews by others who have. My understanding is they are nice, but not really worth it for your normal hobbyist. Fair. Sigma says, Tim, do you have any love-hate relationships for a model kit? Right now, for me, is the Master Grade Gundam Crossbow 1 full cloth. Oh, shit. Love-hate? Well, that's a question. Love-hate relationships? Oh, dude, yeah. The mega size. I fucking hate that thing. But I love it, you know, for the size, right? And now, if you guys missed it in the past, I've talked about this before, and I was working on a commission before, you know, streaming for several years on a 1/48, you know, Gundam that I was going to turn into a GM Type C. And obviously here is the fully 100% scratch built shoulder for, you know, that, you know, GMC. You could also use it for a, Kotoki version of the RX-78, but, you know, fully fleshed out, detailed. I mean, you've got the taper in the shoulder, you know, wider down here, tapering up to here. You know, you've got these heavy bevels here, these cutouts and all that. You've got the railing. You've got this piece, which again is scratch built. That is not a tube, because I had to get that perfect diameter right there to fit on the arm peg and all that. So I had to scratch build this ring here, which was actually kind of fun. And then even the inside that you're never going to see is, you know, fully detailed. You know, you can see all the scribing in there. Even the even the inside plate in, you know, right here is fully scribed and detailed and everything. I didn't want to leave any stone unturned. So yeah, making this and getting all the proportions correct and everything, this is a super huge pain in the ass, but really worth it. And then this fits, you know, just perfectly as the arm falls apart. Fucking hell. But yeah, see that? It fits perfectly over the shoulder socket and everything. And that just, yeah, that would look tremendous, right? And then, of course, you know, did the lower forearm and all of that. And yeah, really, really good. But I love it for the scale. Excuse me. But I hate it for the lack of mobility, right? That's all you get. A 90-degree bend. That's it. That's all you get. So that's, you know, one of the unfortunate things. But, you know, again, it just kind of is what it is. So, but yeah, there is, you know, the beginnings of the 1/48 GM Type C arm. So I don't know, maybe I'll go back to this one day, but I don't have any plans for it in the near future. It's just, it was an exercise in scratch building and getting kind of, you know, my feet wet again into that. So yeah, that's my love-hate. That's my love-hate. So Andrew says, gotta quit waxing the top of your head, Tim. Too much stuff goes over the top of it. Womp womp. Bill says, I think it was Tex who has a waterfall spray booth. I don't know if she does or not. I'm not sure. Ty is with us. What's going on, Ty? He says, I had the first version of the Kaizo waterfall spray booth. When it worked, whew, that's not a good way to start. It was great. Way better than the no-name brand Amazon spray booth. Okay. He says, but towards the end, it worked less and less. It constantly leaked. See, that's the problem. You introduce that kind of added failure factor into it, right? He says the screws were not stainless, so they rusted. Ooh, design flaw. It was so frustrating, I ended up pulling an office space and tossing it in the trash. Shit. Yeah, that's a bit rough. That's a bit rough. Let's see. Bill says her or Vanderlee, I think. Okay. But Ty continued, got a Pace Super Mini Peacekeeper. It runs like a champ. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Andrew says, looks like the Bandai Number Salad Museum in Shizuoka is going to start allowing foreign visitors next month. Oh, that's good. I don't have any plans to go to Japan anytime soon, but when I do, I'll keep that in mind. Ty says, I think Pabs has the second edition Kaizo. It looks like they fixed a bunch of the problems, but that experience left a bad taste in my mouth. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I don't blame you at all. Just all of those failure points is just lack of attention to detail. You know what I mean? Not a fan. Juno says, I have the generic Amazon dual fan spray booth, but now that you said your fans aren't choked up with a filter, that makes a lot of sense to me now. I think I might just pull the filter out. It exhausts out the window. What's it need to be choked by the filter for? Exactly, right? And well, see, and that's the thing, right? That's the idea, right? So obviously, you know, these companies that sell these spray booths, they have to think about their own liability, right? So they're going to take that into consideration, even the old wives' tales, all the what ifs. And they're going to insert that fan so that none of the particles or solvent or anything like that that isn't completely cured and atomized within that foot space between your airbrush and the filter and the fans doesn't get through to any mechanism that may spark that brushed motor, right? What are the chances of that? In all honesty, if you're using your spray booth correctly, the way that it's designed for, in my opinion, I don't think it's a next to zero possibility that that's going to happen. You have to be, in all honesty, you know, just dumping material directly into the fan housing to even remotely have a chance of that happening. I don't think it's the thing. I think that's an old wives' tale from back in the day. I don't think there's a possibility for it, in all honesty. So, food for thought. Tim's opinion. Let's see. Bill says some like to be choked. We don't kink shame here. Hey, PG. We're in the daytime stream here. Kids could be watching. Probably not, but whatever. Mike says there's a third-party 1/72 upscale of the real grade crossbow coming out soonish. Interesting. I would love to get one of those 1/60th ball models when they come out. Those actually look dope. And I've been rewatching 8MS Team, so that kind of first episode with Shiro fighting the upgraded Zaku with the ball, pretty fucking dope. Yeah. Andrew says, well, that's a nice surprise. My Alpha order from AAA Industrial shipped out today. Hey! Don't knock minor miracles, man. Don't knock minor miracles. Bill says, if anyone is wanting to see examples of improving joints, hands, or details, check out this guy. Who's this guy? Is it mine? Is it my Instagram page? No. Blue. Do I follow this guy on... Alright, let me get... Hold on. Let me get logged into fucking Instagram. Fucking meta-Nazis. God damn it. Is this the right... Yeah, it should be. Hang on. And then we'll do a display capture for this. As long as I can get logged in. Yes, save info. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, I have notifications. Let me check those before we jump on. Display capture here. Oh, very nice. All right, rock and roll. Anywho, excuse me. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do follow this guy. Okay, cool. Yeah. I was gonna say that name looks familiar. All right, let's do little field trip over here. All right, so Blue 0625. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I dig that. Nice, yeah, I dig that. That's good. What do we got going on here? Oh, yeah, okay. So he cut off that... Wait. Oh, so, okay. Nice. Okay, so he swapped out... This is the 2.0, or is this the real grade or something? I don't know. This is probably the 2.0. So he swapped out these kind of side forearm pieces for these. These are from the 1.0 master grade, which is what I'm guessing. Oh no, HGUC. So this is from the high grade. Okay. So I guess this is maybe the real grade, maybe? I don't know, but whatever. But these shapes are from the earlier version of the Zeta, and I like these. I like this look so much better than these fucking things. Yeah, good work. Good fucking work there. Yeah. See, this is nice stuff. What is this? Oh, look at that. Oh, he shaved that down. That's nice. Those are ugly. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, see, though? Yeah, those are nicer. More subtle. I like that. Okay. I like that. Ooh, what's this here? Oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't know what this is. This is probably maybe a third party or something like that. I have no idea what mech this is, but yeah, that I like. That I like better than that. Yeah, that's a good look. Yeah. That's good work, man. Yeah, okay, so this was, I guess, a visor. More of a visor configuration, and then he added that little bit of plastic in there to make eyes. That's brilliant. Fucking brilliant, yeah. What is this model? I don't know what this is, but that's kind of cool. Very angular. Oh, here. What do we got? Oh, it's a Hobby Japan. Okay. Estilev? Interesting. I dig the design. So I guess Hobby Japan, this is a giveaway in the Hobby Japan. Oh, look here. Oh, what do we got? What do we got here? Oh, look at this. That's all scratch built and everything. Oh, fucking brilliant. And he made the hinge and all of that? Damn. Yeah, that's really good stuff. What do we got here? What did he do? Oh, he shaved. Okay, so he shaved off the, I guess, the front edge here and made this little lip more prominent and then scribed around it, maybe? It's kind of what it looks like. Oh, yeah, he reshaped. Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, this back edge. Okay, so it went to that corner angle, but then he shaved that off, and yeah, see, that does look a lot better. Shit, that is subtle. Huh. Damn. Yeah, this is super good work. That backpack. Look at this. All scratched. Yeah. Money. Money. Money, money, money. Sweet. Good stuff. Good find there, Bill. Good find, buddy. Let's see. Yes, Bill says he shows step by step in how to make all kinds of stuff from scratch for upgrading your builds. That is pretty damn cool, right? That's pretty damn cool. Let's see. Andrew says to Ty, did you go at it with a baseball bat too? Oh, because he went Office Space on it. He says, oh yeah, forgot to say I have a few Instagram reels about the waterfall spray booth. Oh, okay, cool. And Bill says, and who was the Michael Bolton in your Office Space recreation? Nice. He says, but ultimately the pump stopped working because the water level would not stay high enough because of the leaks. Oh yeah, the pump burned out. That's probably probably what happened. Because the pump needs the water to cool the pump. And if it doesn't have the water to cool the pump, then the pump stops working and the water just doesn't pump. Funny how that works, but still. Let's see. Andrew has a question.
We have a question.
Tim, what Iwata siphon feed airbrush do you have? It's the Eclipse. I believe it's... Shit, I don't know if I can get to it because of this pile of magazines over here. Let me see if I can... Oh, it's right here. Never mind. Yeah, so what do I got here? I've got the Iwata Eclipse HP BCS. That's easier, much easier to read on camera. Iwata Eclipse HP BCS, right there. That is my trusted workhorse. Yeah, this, I fucking love this thing, man. 20 plus years of solid, uninterrupted dependability. This thing has never failed me. To say that this thing is a tank would be a gross understatement. Gross understatement. The only part that I have ever had to replace on this thing is the nozzle because it bell-ended at the top just from use. All of the O-rings and everything in this are still original, even 20-some years later. That is without question your typical Iwata quality. I will never, based on that, I will never quit Iwata. Yeah, love Iwata. Let's see. Bill says, only way of sparking causing a fire would need a longer lasting flammable liquid like gasoline as a carrier rather than alcohol. Exactly, right? Let's see. Bill says, I think he uses this one. Let me see. Is this the... Oh, yeah, there it is. HP BCS. Yep, that's the exact one I used. 125. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, if you think about it, in terms of usage, right? Let's do a little math here. 125 divided by, say, 25 years. That's $5 a year in usage. That's what you pay. $5 a year. If you guys don't think it's worth it, I don't know what is. But yeah, it's really good. Iwata is just freaking amazing. Bill says those are scratch-built hands he uses. Oh shit, man. Todd's with us. He says hello. Todd, how are you, bud? Bill says Blue is definitely worth a follow. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that's why I follow him. Hell yeah. Yep. That's why I follow him. And then Swanky, I don't know why Swanky's comment got filtered out, but I see it. I guess it didn't catch in the universal chat, but Swanky threw up the Gundam signs there. The Mech Army gang symbols. Bill says, I've had my Iwata over 10 years. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Like I said, this thing was the second airbrush that I ever bought. My first airbrush, which I got very, very early on, and I had no understanding of airbrushes, and it was my first foray into it, was a what was it? It was a Badger. I think it was a Badger Patriot, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. It was a super cheap airbrush. I think it cost me like $50 at the local Michaels. And again, I had no idea what I was doing. I just jumped in. I didn't have a spray booth or anything. I just sprayed in, an old cardboard box, and I had a window open and all. But yeah, this was the second airbrush that I ever bought, and I'll be honest with you, man. This thing is an absolute workhorse. Yeah, I just love this thing to death. So this is the one tool that has kind of stuck around for years and years and years. So yeah, this is totally worth it. Totally worth it. Let's see. See that Swanky, that one came through. He says, haha, I get a kick out of it. Throwing up the gang sign. Let's go. Let's see. Gio says, this might be a dumb response, but those spray booth with the waterfall, isn't that making a physical barrier for the fumes and paint particles? How much is really getting expelled by the booth? From what I understand, and I could be wrong, I think there's still an exhaust fan to extract the fumes and things like that. But I don't know. Again, I don't have actual experience with waterfall spray booths, so I'm not 100% sure. But if they don't have an extraction fan, then exactly, Gio, then I would totally agree with your comment. What the fuck is the use at that point? If you're not extracting both the particles and the fumes and everything, then what's the use? What's the use? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Let's see. Okay, what? Okay, no, it did come through. It looks like the universal chat is delayed a little bit. Okay. And Buck, what's going on, dude? He says, I'm going to pull the trigger on an Iwata sometime soon, hopefully. Just want to get it from a reputable source. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Amazon would be the easiest. Any art store, if you have like a Blick art supply, that's a good place. Highly reputable. Michaels, those types of places, highly reputable. Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong. And the really good thing about Iwata, aside from the dependability, is that even if you do break something in this or something fails and you need a part, you can find parts for this whole thing. It's just like owning a car, right? You could go out and buy replacement parts for every single component in this airbrush. You can find them online, and Iwata makes them available. That's what makes an airbrush company worth its weight. The other ones that I've heard really good things about that people rave over is the Mr. Hobby, the Procon boys. I've heard nothing but rants and raves positively over those airbrushes. I've never used one of those myself, but I've only heard really good things. And again, parts are easily available for those. Your Badgers, your Pash airbrush, your H&S airbrush are your Cadillacs of airbrushes, but I mean, I don't need that level, you know what I mean? and again, I've had such good luck with this airbrush and such a level of dependability. I'm never gonna stray away from Iwata, ever, in my opinion. This thing, I shoot primer through this, I shoot paint through this, I shoot clear coat through this. This is my workhorse. A lot of people use multiple airbrushes, and that's fine. I just find with my workflow, I get everything I need out of this airbrush. Everything. And I cannot say enough good things about that airbrush. Or Iwata, for that matter. So, yeah. Yeah, Inbuck says probably the Eclipse, Bill, because Bill asked which model. Yeah. Bill says, I bought mine from Hobby Lobby while it was on the 40% off, so I wound up buying it for $80. Nice. Which is the cheapest you could ever get it anywhere. Yeah, true. Mbuck says, there's a Blick store that carries them somewhat close to me. There you go. Yeah. Todd has a question.
We have a question.
He says, how did you build your paint booth? Okay, so real quick then, let's do a quick camera 3 here. Let me make sure. I'll show you guys kind of what I'm working with here. Let me get this set up on the correct Wi-Fi. There we go. Switching over to home. Booting up the camera. Let's go camera 3. There we go. All right, so let's, Jesus. Yeah, there's all the backlog and everything, but let's see if, let's see if we can get the, nope, that's, oh God, that's, yeah, all these magazines are super heavy, but anyways, let me see if I can shoot around. So this is all 3/4 MDF, right? Again, I had my workbench, which is basically the same design as this, just in an 8-foot variety. This is a 4-foot. This again, MDF with 2x4 supports underneath to make it all, you know, very, very strong. And then your 4x4 legs and everything, obviously on casters and all that. This is, the top itself is 2 feet wide. So I designed the spray booth to fit perfectly on top of the bench. So it is 2 feet deep, 2 foot high, 3 foot wide. And in there you can see the fans in the grill for the fans. I have 3 fans in there, all running in unison, obviously, controlled by 1 switch. So, you know, I flip a switch, they all 3 turn on at the same time. I have a light under that shroud there. Yep, see, there's the light under there. So plenty of light, and then painted, you know, high gloss white, so that cleanup is pretty easy and everything. So yeah, so that's the spray booth. It's then vented out to the outside. This obviously was a window which I removed. The plug that I put into the window, that is what is that? That is styrene foam. Oh God, like styrene, like PVC plate, PVC sheet. It's what is it? That's 3/4 inch thick, and I have 2 layers of it, so it's 1.5 inches thick. The insulation on that, insulation value is way better than what the actual window was. The window was just a super cheap window. Obviously a basement window, but the R value on this is much, much higher. Like, I can feel it in here. The minute that I installed that, it just difference between night and day. Let's see if I can zoom in here. That right there, so the connection for the hose is actually a dryer hose connection, and this part right here, it actually twists and you can remove it out, and the plate stays attached to the plug, but the hose you can remove very, very easily. Now on the outside of that, I have a dryer hose vent that has a mesh grill, so no critters, you know, come back in, bugs, you know, anything like that. And then I have the same type of thing attached to the top there, past the bottles and all that. So the hose is very, very easy to remove and everything. And then obviously too, when I move, I can just, you know, uninstall that. The window is up in my attic, so just pop that back in there. The hinges are still there. The, you know, latch up at the top is still there. So very easy to, you know, reinstall that, and it's basically good to go. So yeah, that's basically the spray booth in a nutshell. I've got my moisture trap and pressure regulator right there. Underneath of said bench is my compressor. There is my you know, parts holder stand and everything that, again, I made out of 3/4 inch MDF, painted to match everything. I, you know, really love that, and made that to fit on top of the bench and all that good stuff. So, and then, you know, you got your hose with the quick release right there. So it's super easy to attach and detach your airbrush. But yeah, that's Big Bertha, man. That's Big Bertha. So good stuff. All right. So then, fucking Inception over here. All right, let's go back to camera 2. So you guys got a taste of the spray booth and all that. So good stuff there. Bill says Harder and Steinbeck is also really good. Yeah, I've only heard good things. Todd says, I'm thinking I might get stuff to build a small one. So, Todd, what I would say is if you're just starting out and you don't want to get into, you know, the depth that I went into, right? Because when I made this thing, I wanted it, I designed it to fit my needs. And at the time, I was getting ready to paint the Hummingbird. And the Hummingbird has very large parts. So I needed a spray booth that could accommodate spraying those very large parts, especially the base. The base is big. So I designed it specifically for my needs. Now, obviously, not everyone needs a spray booth that size. My best advice would be to start humbly. Get yourself like a bin, right? Like, I don't know if you can see it on camera here. Let's see. Yeah, like one of these black and yellow bins. These are super cheap. And you can turn it on its side, cut out the back, like a hole in the back, attach a fan to that, a hose, everything like that, and you got yourself a spray booth. Simple, right? And there are plenty of tutorials that show you how to build that. That is a great starter custom spray booth. And, you know, you don't have to use one of those. It's just, I'm just saying for, you know, example's sake, you know, you can use pretty much any, you know, larger storage bin. And the cool thing is that if you happen to mount the fan on the inside, then you can hold on to the lid. And then when you're done with it, you can pack everything in that storage bin and basically just have a portable, spray booth at that point too, which is actually kind of convenient. So we'll just stick on camera 1 for right now while we get caught up. Inbuck says last time I went to Hobby Lobby they didn't have any high-end airbrushes anymore. Yeah, well, I think I don't know, man, they're hit and miss, and I'm not a huge fan of Hobby Lobby, if I'm being honest. So you're probably better off going to the Blick store, like an art store. Now, mind you, I don't have a Blick anywhere near me, but I've been in, Blick stores before when traveling and stuff, and I could spend all day in one of those stores if I'm being honest. But the one that I remember going in back years and years ago had basically like an entire display of Iwata parts, and it was awesome. Like, I didn't know that you could just go into a store and buy parts for your airbrush. I was blown away. I don't know if they're still like that anymore, but back years ago when I went into one, I was shocked, jaw to the floor. So yeah. Bill says numerous Hobby Lobby stores near me still have the Eclipse. There you go. Bill says not saying to go there, just saying to keep an eye open on places that carry it for a good sale. Maybe try Spray Gunner. Yeah, they're a reputable source on Black Friday weekend. Hell yeah. And Buck says, will do, Bill. That's good advice. I'm not in a rush. Perfect. Bill says if you keep an eye out, keep an eye open, you can find a good price and put that extra money you save into a good compressor or some paint and thinner. Yeah, exactly. Harbor Freight has their what is it called? Their new line of compressor and airbrushes and everything. Let me see here. I forget what they are called. Let's see. Black Widow. That's the one. And I've heard great things about, especially the compressor. Here, I'll show you real quick. So here's the Harbor Freight, the Black Widow compressor, $200, respectable price. And from the looks of it, it looks like it has 2 moisture traps, so you could run 2 airbrushes at the same time if you wanted to. A nice carry handle. Wow, that's actually a really nice size. Yeah, that's actually really nice. And I love the outer housing kind of as protection because, yeah, I mean, you got the, your normal compressor inside that, right? Now, I don't know if this has a tank or not. If it does, perfect. If it doesn't, kind of at that point. But in my opinion, it's not the end of the world. It just lowers the lifespan of the compressor motor, right? Because it's constantly running. Where with a tank, it puts relief on the motor because it fills the tank and then automatically shuts off, right? But yeah, I mean, in terms of aesthetics, this thing is beautiful too, right? And it's got really, a nice review score here. Yeah, great experience, great airbrush compressor, best airbrush compressor, works great for my needs, great quality. Bought as a gift, good and quality airbrush. Yeah, I mean, these are all 5-star reviews. Like, that's crazy. Show me one that's not a 5-star review, because those are the ones that I want to really see and kind of scrutinize. You know what I mean? But like, look at this. These are all 5-star reviews. Like, I'm not, these aren't sorted or anything. I mean, look at this shit. Like, verified buyer, boom, right there. Black Widow strikes again. Awesome product to go along with the airbrush. Very quiet. Very quiet. Nice spelling, considering it's all in one place. Yeah, see? I mean, oh, here we go. Here's a 4. Let's see what this says. This is a great compressor. Would have rated it a 5-star if it wasn't priced at $200. Ugh. Gallery bleh, has a similar compressor for $139, but fuck Gallery. Sometimes they will offer a 10% discount. But back to this compressor, I love the fact that it has an air tank. Okay, so it does have an air tank. That is confirmed. Excellent. I love the dual airbrush feature. So you can run 2. Love the location of the pressure adjustment knob. Yeah, that was up at the top. And the individual regulators, which is nice. It is the most quiet compressor I have owned when it's running. What I don't like is the power cord is in the front of the compressor. I fed the cord through the housing so I could reach the outlet, but in spite of that, this compressor performs great. That's kind of a bullshit, reason for knocking it a star. Like, come on, comparing it to a shit brand like Gallery, fuck off. Oh, so I guess they have it sorted by review score. Okay. But, shit, look at all this. Hell yeah. You converted a skeptic. That's a good headline. Holy shit. But, yeah, for all intents and purposes, this looks like a fucking winner to me. And it just looks cool. That black, yeah, that looks really nice. And you get a carry handle. There's your, your power button and everything. There's your 2 regulators and the 2 knobs, like you said before. So, yeah, that looks like a good possibility. $200, not bad, not bad. So, yeah, pretty good. All things considered, pretty good. Let's see. Todd says nice, and thank you, Tim. You're welcome, buddy. Gio says, I have the normal booth I bought from Amazon once I moved. I want to make my own. I want to do bigger projects like Star Trek kits. Oh, nice. Hell yeah, you're going to need a bigger one. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger one. Andrew says, Gio, I'm looking into doing Star Trek kits too. Sweet. Todd says a spray booth is what I'm going to look into building. There we go. Yeah, spray booth is just the ones that you buy are insanely priced. That's why I built another reason why I built my own. Gio says unless you're doing starships or bigger jet fighter kits, a normal spray booth works just fine. Absolutely. And like I said, my spray booth I built for my own needs at that point, So Bill has a link for us. Let me clicky. What is this? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. See, okay. So this is basically like how you would pretty much build, one of these bin type of spray booths, right? Let me kind of zoom it in there a little bit for you. So yeah, you got your large clear plastic tub. Yeah, exactly. You got your bathroom fan. Looks like they corded it. Okay. Your 3-inch to 4-inch adapter, your 4-inch pipe, out the window, bada boom, bada bing, fluorescent light. Yeah, that just plugs in that you can stick on the top. Very easy. You can get yourself a Lazy Susan. The filter, I wouldn't do, but yeah, this is basically the schematic. It's, yeah, quick and dirty. You know what I mean? Quick and dirty. And like what this shows here, like you could screw these in with just like nuts and bolts and not have it permanent back there. Put a little rubber gasket around there and make it, nice and airtight, so it it gets proper suction and it's not sucking out the sides or anything like that. And when you're done, just unscrew the the fan, pop it in there, put all of your accessories in that tub, and you have a portable spray booth at that point. Yeah, convenient, super convenient. Hell yeah. Good call, Bill. Good find there on that one. Hell yeah. Real good find. Yeah, Bill says there is a set of plans for a spray booth. There you go. Yeah, Todd says thank you, Bill and Tim. You're welcome. Black Widow, yep. Gio says I have a Black Widow compressor. It is really quiet. That's the one I have. Yeah, see, bingo. Todd says I think this is going to be my winter project. Word. Bill has another, what is this? Amazon. What do we got here? We got a Senko air compressor, half horsepower, 1 gallon, 20 pounds, 152. That, let me see something here. Harbor Freight has a, they carry the Fortress air compressors, and I have a 2 gallon super quiet compressor from Fortress, and I love the fucking thing. It is super quiet. What's their 1 gallon? Yeah, so here's their 1 gallon. And I'll show you here. It's a little cheaper, a few dollars. So yeah, so this is their Fortress brand. So $149. And you know, if you happen to get any Harbor Freight emails or circulars in the newspaper or whatever, you can usually get a discount, percent off of that, like a 20% discount or something like that. They sometimes run sales on these Fortress compressors. I love mine. Like I said, I got the 2 gallon version, and I use that for filling up my tires on the car. I'll use that for just spraying dust off things out in the garage. I've got like a 50-foot hose on a reel underneath my my workbench in here. And then obviously what I would really use this for is to quickly fill up my pressure pot and bring that to pressure. 135 max PSI on the 1 gallon. And then this is the 2 gallon that I have here. Again, 135. It is very quiet. It is very, very quiet. Super, super nice. This is obviously $200 for the 2 gallon. But yeah, $150 for the 1 gallon. That's more than what you need. You can definitely run an airbrush off of this too, if you wanted to. So yeah. But that Senko is only $152. It's a few dollars more. You get it from Amazon. Bada boom, bada bing. So, yeah. Either or, I think you're going to be in really good shape with. What's the dB level on this? 68, 57. This is quieter. This is quieter. By about what? 12 dB, 11. So yeah. Either or, I think you'll be in good shape. Either or. You want to make sure you get a low noise compressor, one of the ultra quiets. That's the most important thing, especially if you're running it indoors, because compressors can get really, really loud. And the last thing you want is to wake up your neighbors, especially if you live in an apartment or townhouse, condo, something like that. And of course, obviously, you don't want to wake up anybody else in the house if you're running it at all hours of the night too. So, yeah, I would say either one of these is a good call. Either one. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Gio says it has a small tank, the Black Widow. Nice. Bill says this is the compressor I have, and it's over 10 years old. The Senko, nice. And Senko's super good quality. They make wonderful air compressors. Andrew says I had a Posh tankless air compressor. Didn't last 4 months. See, that's weird because I have a Posh compressor with a tank, and that's, again, I've had that for over 20 years. So I don't know, man. Gio says you get about 3 to 4 sprays, then it kicks in. Nice. Andrew says I'm using a DeWalt pancake compressor for painting currently. Oh shit, that's got to be super loud. Those pancake compressors. They're nice and portable, but they're loud. Very, very loud. Let's see. Bill says, just to be honest, you can get a pancake compressor for cheap as long as you don't mind the noise. Get out of my head, Bill. Gio says, with that compressor, I don't know if it's me, but I can't do detail work. All my airbrushes, they spray like fire hoses. I had to get a regulator for the hose from the compressor. It helps a little bit. Yeah, think you might just have to dial it in. Yeah. Todd says I hate noisy compressors. Then yeah, stay away from the pancakes because those things are loud. Those things are super loud. I used to have one back in the day, and I gave it to Amber's high school several years ago when we were doing build days for one of her productions, because they needed a new one, and I had my Fortress, and the pancake was just collecting dust, so I took it in and gave it to him. I was just like, here you go. Let's see. Andrew says I would have gotten a quieter airbrush. After my last one died, I was going to get something like a Black Widow, but I was told off, so I use my noise-canceling earbuds when I'm out painting. You torture everybody else. I love it. Oh, the petty. Good job, Andrew. Good job, buddy. I love that level of petty. Love it. Let's see. Bill says the noise is the trade-off for getting the compressor for cheaper. Yeah. But yes, a quiet compressor is way better. Yeah. Willis is with us. He says, good day all. How's everything going today? Man, it's going good. It's last stream for the week, and we're going to be off next week probably. Renee's coming into town tomorrow. God, I can't wait. Yeah, Amber goes to school. Fuck, in 1 week. Oh, man. 1 week from today. 1 week from today, she will be at school, and I'll probably be driving back home at that point. Yeah. Because her school's probably about 2.5, 3 hours away from here. So, yeah, I'll probably be on my way home. With Renee, obviously. Renee and I are both going, so that's why she's coming into town and everything, so. Oh, man. Yeah, we got 1 week with the kid. It was nice. I spent some good quality time with her the other night after, I think it was Monday night's stream, and downloaded Toy Story 5. We had dinner. We watched that together. That was really nice. I really liked that. So that will become a core memory. Kind of really the last time we kind of sit and watch a movie together. God, man, yeah, I'm gonna miss that. But c'est la vie. She's got to grow up, and I got to cut the cord. But it's not easy. Anyway, Andrew says, but that came from the same arselock asshole that told me I couldn't do any airbrush painting in the house because he was afraid I'd paint the walls. Wow, okay. And Buck says, I have a Makita compressor that looks just like that Fortress. Love those quiet little ones. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. And the Fortress is great. And I'm sure the Makita is the same way. And Makita obviously is Makita. I mean, come on. There's, let's be realistic. There's Milwaukee, Makita, DeWalt. Those are your big three, right? And you can't go wrong with those quality companies. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just needed a little compressor, and I got that pre-COVID for a super good price. I think I got it. Number one, it was on sale, and then number two, I had a coupon, which they honored with the sale. And I think I got that 2-gallon for like $120 something, which was an unheard of price. So yeah, I fell in love with it from minute one. Bill says if you get a tankless compressor, you can add a tank after the fact fairly easily. That is true. That is very, very true. Excuse me. Let's see. Andrew says I looked at the Pash compressor before. Excuse me, I threw it out. And the fan on the motor was a cast fan, and the blades had a lot of flash on them still. I think that killed the motor. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Bill says Ryobi, Rigid, and DeWalt are the same company, I believe. Ryobi and Rigid, definitely. And DeWalt, Yeah, DeWalt is the same company because they're all owned by Black & Decker, which are actually, their corporate headquarters is down in Towson, Maryland. Fun fact. So, yeah. Or at least it used to be. I don't know if it's still anymore, but it used to be. But yeah, Ryobi, Rigid, and DeWalt, all the same parent company, which is Black & Decker. But they are made at different quality levels. So, you know, that's the one thing to keep in mind. And don't get me wrong, I love Ryobi and Rigid for their power tools and everything like that. I got a ton of Rigid power tools. My big 12-inch sliding miter saw is Rigid. My table saw is Rigid. Like you guys saw last night, my big modular toolbox is Rigid. Love Rigid tools. Ryobi is right there too. But they are definitely not the quality of the big three. So, but they're great for what I need them for. You know, weekend warrior shit, hobbyist stuff. So, yeah. Gio says, I used to have a cheap compressor from Home Depot before this one. I could do better details than this one. Interesting. Gio, that, you know, it almost sounds like either one, it needs to be dialed in a little bit better, or you may have a leak. What I would suggest is this. Get like just a little cup of water and put some dish soap in it, you know, like a squeeze or something like that of dish soap. Mix that up, get yourself a brush, and then turn on the compressor and, do a bubble check. Just take that brush, dip it in that soap and water mix, and just brush it around the fittings and everything. And if you see any bubbles, then you know you have a leak. That's almost kind of what it sounds like, maybe. Or the regulator is just not dialed in. Yeah, that's really weird. So, yeah, dude, double check. It's worth a shot. I know when I installed my new regulator on the side of my booth, I had a leak. It wasn't holding pressure, yeah, did the bubble test, found the leak, wrapped it with some Teflon tape, and yeah, it's solid now. Gio says, or Bill says, Gio, that sounds like a faulty regulator. Yeah. This is the regulator I installed. Regulators! Mount up. SNS air compressor pressure regulator with bracket. Oh, that actually is nice. Yeah, that's actually really nice. See, I wanted a moisture trap on mine because my old moisture trap, it got kind of demolished during the move, which was unfortunate. So I had to get one with a moisture trap in it, so just to catch it. But that, for just a normal regulator, that one actually looks pretty nice, actually. 4.3 out of 5 reviews, $21. Shit, you can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. Hell yeah. Let's see. Todd says, is Valpax a good brand for an air compressor? Oh, sorry, Velpax. I've never heard of. I'm honest, Todd. I've never heard of them, so I'm not 100% sure. I would definitely look up reviews, especially like places all like on Reddit and stuff like that. You kind of get those unscripted, unpaid reviews, which are very, very valuable in terms of making sure you got the real deal. So yeah, that's what I would check. Gio says, I have locked at 20 psi. Huh. Now, Gio, are you running a siphon feed or are you running a gravity feed? Because if you got a gravity feed and you're shooting at 20 psi, that's probably a bit too high. Because I remember you said it sprayed out like a fucking fire hose. So that could be, that could be an issue. Yeah. Bill says, my moisture trap I installed on the Eclipse, it doubles as a handle. That's nice too, right? That's really nice. Andrew says I have an Iwata regulator with moisture trap, and then I have a Mac valve and moisture trap right before the quick connect for my airbrush. Nice. Those little those kind of mini moisture traps. Those are actually really nice to run in line. Yeah. Let's see. Bill says 12 to 18 is normal for a gravity. Yeah, and I would probably say more towards the 12 side of things. Because when I run, I have an Iwata Neo, which I hardly ever run. But when I do run it, yeah, I have to dial down the PSI significantly. I usually run at about 18 to 20 PSI for the siphon feed, which normally needs a much higher PSI than a gravity. So yeah, Gio, if you're running gravity and you're shooting at 20 PSI, that may be the reason why it's coming out like a fire hose. So you may want to dial it back a bit. Yeah. Let's see. Todd says, or Dwale? Yeah, again, I've never heard of either one of those, Todd. I don't know. Let's see. Bill says I run mine at 14 PSI. Yeah. Gio says gravity feed. So for me to spray anything, it has to be around 5 to 10 PSI. Yeah, dude, if you have, okay, so So I'm trying to think about this here for Geo. Yeah, Geo, that's so weird though, because usually when there's no airflow, meaning that you don't have the trigger pulled back on the airbrush, it's one setting. But then when you have full airflow, it obviously, will drop in PSI, and that's where you dial it in at, is that airflow level, not the, not the shutoff level. You want it at the airflow level. So that's where I dial mine in at, right? So is that kind of where you dial yours in at as well? Because yeah, see, exactly, Bill. That's what I'm thinking too. Bill says, Geo, try replacing that regulator. The one on there may not be giving you accurate readings. That's exactly what I was thinking. Again, Bill, running around in my head. Enjoy the chaos. But yeah, that's exactly what I was kind of thinking too. Is the regulator is jacked up. Huh. See, I have a regulator. Actually, I'm running two regulators. I have a regulator on compressor and then one inline that I really dial in at. The one on my compressor, I have wide open. I don't limit the airflow on, from compressor. The one where I dial in is the one that's inline that I showed that's on the side of my spray boot. That's the one where I can actually see it and really kind of, really fine tune the air pressure and everything. So yeah, I agree totally with Bill. Try to replace that air compressor because something weird is going on there. I'm thinking there's probably that valve in there or something like that, maybe stuck or something like that, and it's just not giving you proper readings or something, or who knows. But yeah, it doesn't sound like something is working. Yeah. Andrew says the Mac valve I run because I can get better results working with that over the regulator. I use the regulator to get close, yeah, and then dial it in. Hell yeah. Todd says sent you a link, Tim. Okie dokie. Let's see what we've got. What do we got here? Good old Amazon. Oh, see, you're in Canada. Okay, I'll change over to Canada. Canada, Amazon. No, go away. Fuck, now I gotta go back and press the link again because it's not doing it here. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Yeah. I've never heard of that company before. Yeah, I mean, what I would do, Todd, in all situations, look at the reviews, especially the lower reviews. Those are going to tell you more of what you need to know than the 5-star glowing reviews, right? Because the ones that are lower reviews are going to nitpick every little issue that compressor has, and you're going to have a better understanding of what to expect. That's how I research products and everything. And it doesn't have a ton of actual reviews. Yeah, what's the... All right, so this is a 2.4 gallon. What's the 60 dB? That's not terrible. That's it's just a hair louder than the Fortress air compressor that I have. It's oilless, perfect. What's the max PSI? 115. Yeah, that's not bad. It's a little on the lower side for a max, for a maximum PSI. But then again, looking at it, it has a double, a simple double piston motor on it, which basically is an airbrush motor. But they market it as, an auto repair compressor, which is a bit on the odd side. Yeah. So, Todd, my best advice, like I said, look at the reviews, especially the lower ones, and then see if there are any reviews on Reddit or something like that. One where there's not there's a lower chance of paid reviews or those dummy reviews or whatever. Those are going to be super valuable. That's kind of what I tend to do. So yeah, that's what I would look at, is those those types of reviews and everything. Yeah. So anywho, Gio says, when I got the Black Widow compressor, I rage quit modeling. Oh shit. Mike told me to get a valve for the hose. That helped a lot. Nice. Todd says, okay, will do. Excellent. Let's see. Bill says, I would also look up the model number off of Amazon. Yep, there you go. As there are tricks on Amazon to bump up the star ratings under false pretenses. Exactly. Yeah, he says, okay, thank you. I'll do this on the weekend. Damn it, Tim. Right? Get out of there, Bill. Oh, man. You know what, Bill? Great minds think alike, buddy. Great minds think alike. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's like having a version of me in the chat. It's awesome. It's awesome. So, all right, kids. As much as I would like to work more, I think that's where we're going to end it for today. I have a lot of other work I got to get done. I got to get this backlog blowout posted and ready for tomorrow when we release. So that's where we're going to punch the clock. So again, kiddos, this will be the last stream for the week. No stream tomorrow and potentially no stream all next week. Keep an eye out, especially on social media. Keep an eye out on YouTube just in case. If I do stream, I'll obviously schedule it beforehand. If for some reason you don't have notifications turned on, especially on the YouTube side of things, make sure they're turned on. Also on Twitch as well, both of those. And yeah, that'll be the easiest thing to do. Easiest thing. So let's see. Todd says, I hope it goes well this weekend, Tim. Thank you, buddy. Kelvin says, later, crybaby. Kelvin, you son of a bitch. I love you, buddy. Kelvin's fucking great. Dude, and this time next week, I will be a fucking mess. Hands down, I will be a fucking mess. Now, I probably will still be posting to social media, so, you know, it'll probably be more life things in that regard. But, yeah, I'm going to be updating everybody on the life change and everything. So, yeah, should be good to go. Andrew says later all. Okay, have fun all. See you all in 2 weeks unless he does a stream next week. Yeah, exactly. Todd says, and I hope everyone has a good weekend as well. Absolutely. Get the whip out, Tim. Love you too. Awesome. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week next week. Be safe out there. Build something cool. Go get you some of these. And then obviously stay tuned for the end credits, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. All right, take care, y'all. Bye.